The Composers.
Hey, thank you so much, man. Thank you. It's been a long time
First off, are we going to get the full experience in this interview? That's what I want to know first.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All the juice.
Fantastic. Okay, so I've got Nana, David as well here. By the way, I'm going to be honest, I'm a bit biased on the keys because I absolutely love people that just play on the piano. I find it just fascinating. I've just got to be honest. However,
win-win.
One of the questions I was going to ask was, as a collective, as a group, do you kind of go across the instruments that you play, or is it just that you stick to the ones that we all know you for, essentially?
You know what? Like, some of us can play other instruments. We just haven't tested it on the stage yet. But one day we may do it. But we can play a bit of everything, but not at the same level. But it's all right. It's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. So tell me a little bit about the types of strengths that you feel you bring to the table when it comes to collaborating with other artists. What would you say that is?
Well, definitely as a band, the one strength that we definitely bring to the table is obviously we have vibe, which is very important. Obviously, we have a lot of musical catalog in our roster, so we have a lot of experience in regards to, you know, how to start music, what vibe will be good in the clubs, what vibe will be good on stage, live, and in production as well. But most importantly, because we're like none other, we always bring that live element to our production, which is something that I feel like in the UK especially hasn't really been, you know, pushed to the forefront. And thank God we're like the first guys, like, that I know of anyways, that in the urban scene that's doing it. So that's definitely a selling point for us and a win for them as well.
Sure, absolutely. And I noticed, David, you're in the background there. I can see, you know, you're vibing in the church environment. I'm assuming. I'm assuming, right?
You're right. I'm in the church environment.
Do you know what I was gonna actually ask you guys? Do you think Faith, what kinds of really keeps you grounded? Because you guys have been going for a long time, you know. And what are those qualities that you kind of feel draw upon for yourselves in this industry that can be quite a lot, I would say? What kind of things help you out in that sense? I think I lost the mic there.
Well, since you know I'm in the church, I'll talk about it. Like you're saying, faith definitely is I would say the number one thing that keeps us grounded. We're all boys who have grown up in the church. And one thing that we have learned is that this gift isn't ours. And I think that's what humbles us. It's knowing that obviously God has given us this gifting. And so it's only right that we give back onto him in that sense. So I think with that faith is something that is very, 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 very key in humbling us on this journey. Like you said, we've been going for a while now, and there's so many things in the industry that can sway you or even make you change and, you know, act a different way. But I think one thing that we definitely understand is that God has given us this gift and it can be taken away. So we must always humble ourselves.
Absolutely. And anything to add, guys, with that, or would you just?
Yeah, I guess it's true. I think obviously if you took on a more spiritual side, I think prayer is very important, you know, for us to be, you know, in the same mindset in regards to us, you know, moving together as brothers, because, you know, it's very, very hard, especially in this time where a lot of negative light has been shared upon the Black community, especially Black men. It's very, very important that, you know, we continue to fly the flag of positive Black men. That's, you know, that hashtag needs to be basically our mantra, you know, that we are obviously portraying out there that, you know, not all Black men are the same, or whatever stigma they have on Black men is not necessarily true. We are obviously from ends. We've grown up in
absolutely
area
talk them things there.
No,
absolutely.
We come from ends.
And I will have to say, because I'm sure there has been like some challenges and difficult times as well that you guys have gone through, you know, because, you know, the devil is a liar, and sometimes it can just sway you.
Of course, yeah.
What kinds of difficulties have you may have faced, especially like, are you actually signed?
Indie.
Independent. Right, got you. So I was going to mention about the fact that when you sign, it just becomes a whole new kind of thing. So for me, is there anything that you can share that you have gone through and that you've kind of learnt from during your stages this far in the industry?
I think the only thing I can say is the reassurance of our brand has been somewhat of a difficult road in the beginning where a lot of people didn't understand what we quite were, because we'll be referred to as house band or the band boys, and you also have to always correct them as the composers. We're not the band, we are also a side entity as well as an artist. You get it? And I feel like that's what gave us the driving force to kind of put out more content out there. Obviously, eventually pushing out the EP. But it was very hard in the beginning because it was like, you know, people treat bands like they're like, I don't know, a side dish to...
Yeah, like the extra for the artists.
Like, trust me, we're not extras. Like, we have sold out venues, the same places artists are sold out. Do you get what I'm saying to you? So I think now that, you know, we've been in a much more prolific stages and platforms, I feel like now it's better. But in the beginning, that was definitely something we struggled with.
I mean, to add to that, in the beginning, it was difficult. Like, even our annual show that we do called The Night with the Composers, our second one, we got shut down by the police actually before even happened.
The Popo, they came along. Okay, what
happened? This is literally, we had some really rapid growth happen. The first show was 200 people. The second one, we had the audacity to get a venue which was 2,500 people. And so we announced it. Promo was going even further than what we knew it went. And the police the day before came to put an injunction on the building, meaning nobody could step inside the building for this event. When we went to go and investigate why they felt it necessary to do this, is because they were under the impression that we were four gangster rappers.
Yeah.
Right. Got you. So you weren't even in the equation, the fact that you guys are a super, let's just give you some props, super talented, you know, from the guitarist, you know, to the piano, drum. By the way, the drums, you're on another level. I've got a question about that.
Thank God he's not here, boy. Thank God he's not here.
He's the one that's not here.
He's the one that's missing.
I was going to ask a question about that because I'm sure there has been some accidents. The way those sticks are just going. Is there any accidents or anything crazy that you can share on stage? Even though the drummer's not here.
The most is just what, like, he might break his snare or his sticks actually might break.
Yeah.
Apart from like anything accidents, I don't think
like a skin on the
he's got a good track record of not messing up. Still, he's good.
To be honest.
Sure, no, but either way, you're pros. But I mean, back to what you were mentioning, it's such an important fact to just like really highlight as well. And it's great that you guys have done so well. Has this been like the goal? And what is the goal for you guys now? Because when you started back in 2008, and I'm sure even before that, you were putting in the work. What has been the goal? Is this what you wanted, the album, the body of work to come out? What other things are you wanting to share with the world, essentially?
World domination.
Sorry, repeat that.
World domination.
All right, I like that.
Driving towards.
It's
going to happen in many, many different ways. Right now, it looks like the EP. Eventually, it's going to be a music school. It's going to be a record label. It's going to be our own festival. It's going to be all of these different type of things, and finding ways to give back to the younger generation and 100%. Into other communities. It's not just about us as Black people. It's also about other people from other communities. The whole essence of what we're doing is we're just using music as a vehicle to show people that anything you want to do can be achieved. That's it. Like, you can come to a show, see any one of our performances, not necessarily like the music or know the music, but you need to be able to walk away with the understanding that these are just four simple guys who decided to do something and it's happening. Just that simple. So far as we inspire people, our job is done.
Legit.
Like that. I like that. As far as you like inspire people, your job is done. I really like that. And it's true. It's so true. Saying that though, you've worked with a whole array of different artists.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I don't want to put anyone on blast at all or anything. But
blast away.
I won't want to put anyone on blast. I would just like you to just answer, if you can answer the question. Has there been any, I would say, not more difficult, but let's just use the word difficult, but not more difficult, you know, especially from the production side of things, you know, collaborating with one. Has there been anyone, or what's been your favorite one, if you don't want to answer the trickier question?
Like the
fly or deny.
Difficult, but I feel like the difficultness is not because of their personality, more because of how serious they take their craft. And because of that, it's like, you know, there's some artists out there who really know their music.
Yeah.
And because of that, when you're trying to give them a bit of, they're like, nah, big man.
Got you.
So that's difficult.
But
in the same, like you're saying, in the same breath, we respect that. Like, we like the fact that, okay, cool, this person takes his artistry so serious that, it needs to be played this way. It needs to be done this way. Do you understand? So we appreciate that. I won't lie, one artist that was like that is Techno. We worked with Techno, and very particular. Very particular about meticulous.
Wow, okay, cool.
It's absolutely sick, though. If you listen to his stuff and you understand the intricacies of what he does, you'll be like, I understand, I get it. I get it. Let me play it this way.
Okay, sure. And I think, because I remember you had an interview, you spoke about working with Dave as well, that I saw. And I personally respect Dave so much. I feel like whenever you get to a certain type of level in playing with any instrument that you play and everything, and like you mentioned about people and how they actually write and how they would put things together. For me, what I would like to know from each one of you, what that process is like for you, and how, as a producer as well, how you guys put it together. How do you work when you go into starting something?
A collaboration is the key. It's very difficult to just be there and do stuff by yourself. You get something done, but the natural vibe is about collaboration. Hence why we work so well as a band.
You're
in the studio, it's the same thing. It can be one sound that he hears that he's not sure about, but then it inspires me. And then it makes me then want to do something. Then he gets inspired of what I do. And before you know it, you'll get into the destination quicker.
Is there any kind of like difficult, is there any, because I spoke to a producer before and an artist as well, and they said that because they have so many things going on in their head, it can be quite a distraction at times, and you can even wake up in the middle of the night and like want to jot something down. What is that like kind of mad moments for you guys? Do you have that, and what does that look like for you?
In this EP especially, if we use one of the songs, which was Feel Right actually was a different beat altogether.
Okay.
And I think we were kind of deliberating whether it was like a funk beat. We're thinking if we push this out, it's a bit too left and whatever it was. We kind of and ahed for a couple of weeks, and then one day Nana was just like, "Yo, come to the house," and then literally changed it there and then. The same with Problem. David originally made the beat and was like, "Yeah, it's good, but I feel like I can do this." And that's just how it is. But producer block is a real thing. So thank God that there's 4 of us, because whereas I get blocked, someone could be like, "Oh no, play this though," and then takes me out of that muddy situation. So we're lucky in regards to that, but it's a real thing. It's a real thing, trust me.
Sure. I mean, I'm really excited. Like I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm interviewing you guys, but I haven't experienced you. I haven't experienced you live, and I want to. So
is it?
Yeah, I haven't experienced you live. I definitely want to. Man. So 100%, you're obviously, talk to me a little bit about what's to come for you guys. Obviously, I know your EP is out now, so we can talk a bit about that a little bit, and what we can, if anyone hasn't listened, they need to go and cop that. What's on there, and what kind of words come to mind when you think about that EP that you've now just brought to the table?
An experience.
That's a loaded question. Where there's so much to unpack there.
I know there's a lot. What kind of words come to mind when you think about that EP? What it's like when we see you live?
Timeless, man. Timeless. It was a very, very, very important thing for us when making this, that if for whatever reason, because no one knows the future, if for whatever reason we don't have the opportunity to do this again, we need to be able to have a body of work, something that we can put our stamp down that this represents who we are, the versatility that we bring to the stage and have brought to the scene, and our level of musicality. So we weren't trying to just do something to just be on the charts or something to just fit in with everything else. We intentionally wanted to stand out and create an experience that you can listen right from the top right to the end, and before you know it, it's starting all over again. That was a very, very important thing for us. So it's an experience, and for people other than yourself who have been to our shows, they know that when you come to a composer show, it's an experience. So literally we take you through all the different genres, different featured artists will come out, the crowd becomes the 5th member of the composer singing the lyrics of the songs. It's just one big sing-along and one big undescribable feeling. So that's what we wanted to do for the project, and that's what we're coming to also do at the end of the year with our Night with the Composers / experience tour.
I'm there. I'm totally there for that one. Man. I feel like it's a nice like Christmas or pre-Christmas gift for a lot of people. Quite frankly, that's nice. That's nice. And obviously, I know that you. Well, the first we got Mr. Easy as well, actually, on there, haven't you? On this one as well. Is there a favorite song? Because I know that a lot of people ask a question, but sometimes artists don't really want to answer that. But do you have one, or you really just don't?
Yeah, I think everyone's got their own one, isn't it? Really,
for me, it's a different song every day. You know, if I'm honest with you, yeah, sure. I'm so attached to the whole project that it's difficult for me because there's sometimes I just have one particular song on loop, and then another moment happens, and I can't stop listening to another one.
Okay,
like, I think. But for now, where I am right now, I would say, Ready.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I'll say Ready.
He's really changed his mind because he was saying like this, like that for the longest.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll say Ready right now because we just did a private listening party / launch for it, and
Ready
there was just the organic moment that I had with the people. That it was difficult to you can't even plan some moments, you know what I mean? So it just got me trying to relive it every time I listen to that song. So that's our brother Malogo, super talented, amazing vibe, and yeah, man, everybody go and listen to the whole project, and when you get to Ready, think about Nano Pokes.
All right. I like it. I absolutely like it. I'm kind of like a bit bummed though that I couldn't speak to that drummer because listen, he's like. But as you guys though, how long have you guys actually been playing your individually your instruments, and what inspired you guys to get into just that field?
Okay, so for me, it's looking like 14 years for me now.
Okay.
Not to give away my age at all, but yeah, about 14, 15 years. I guess what inspired me was like my dad gave me a keyboard like in my mid-teens, just to keep me in the house and stop going out and doing what boys do at that age. And after that, obviously church played a massive part to that as well.
Got you.
And then like I felt like when I was playing, I felt like I was different from everyone else, as every musician does. And I met, obviously I've known these lot for years. So we came together and then created a super group. So that's what kind of kept that passion burning still.
Cool. Cool. And for yourself?
Well, how we started.
How many years we played for?
Yeah, for myself, just as long as I can remember, if I'm honest with you, because I started with the drums, then went from the drums to the keys, then from the keys to the bass. So basically become my home for the last 11 years or so.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, music is everything really, as far as anybody that knows me knows that Nana is just music. You can't even separate that with me. So yeah, man.
Sure. Nice. And David?
I think with myself, from about the age of, I want to say 8, 9, that's when I first started learning how to play keys. But where I took it, because I stopped, I had like a little break. I even felt like, it's not really working out for me in that sense. But I still, because I had so much of a passion for music, I picked it up again when I was in secondary school, around like 14. And so easily over 15 years.
Cool. No, that's nice. That's nice. I guess last kind of question. I always like to play a game, by the way, of my guests. So I hope you guys are ready. It's going to be difficult. No, actually, I'll go easy on you guys. But last question though. I know obviously you're going to be playing now at Kentish Town for us in London in December. So that'll be great. But can you remember a venue that was the most memorable for yourselves and why?
I want to say it's going to sound so weird because we did Kentish Town before a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And that was memorable to me because we had a kabuki drop, a massive curtain in all white, covered the whole stage, right? And the intro was like a drum intro, the lights were going off and everyone had their phones glued to like the thing. And on the drop, the curtain came down, it fell down and revealed us. And that moment on social media, till this day for me, is probably one of the most like craziest reactions like we gave the crowd. So
okay, nice. And is that probably the same for you guys as well, or is there something else?
No, we've done something different.
For me, I'd say O2 Arena. O2 with David O. 2019 January. That was mad one. That was my first time ever performing in the O2 Arena anyway.
Right, okay.
But it just felt surreal. It felt so surreal that if I'm honest, I don't remember the majority of the show.
Wow.
For real.
Yeah, like I legit don't. I can only remember the beginning part, and after that, everything becomes a blur.
It's a blur, yeah.
Because I couldn't see the back of the stage. I mean, on the back of the audience, I didn't understand the magnitude, and how on earth did we get here? If that makes sense. So,
your work, your strength, your talent, that's what got you guys there. But it's like in that moment.
You get used to saying this stuff and hearing this stuff so much that when the results of the hard work and all of that is coming, you don't really appreciate it. Really deep in that. Right, this thing actually works. Like, it actually works. Yeah.
Sure, got you.
I'd say for me, I was gonna actually say the same O2, but just for like a diverse answer, I'll probably say, so it's how you know there's been so many memorable moments, you know. For me, I think I'll probably say, I don't even know, what would I say?
You say what? Either on stage or off stage, right?
Not off stage. I'm trying to, there's so many.
It could be.
You can have the O2 Arena one then. My second one would be then when we met Lauryn Hill.
Chris Brown.
Okay.
Chris Brown. Yeah. That was a memorable moment actually in LA with David O.
That's cool. That's cool. Was he doing all of the moves? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. That was awful. That was
a little bit, yeah.
Do it one more time, please. Do it again.
For the recording again.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I could be, composers, I could be in the background. I'm joking. I'm completely joking. But I do want to know that you were about to say Lauryn Hill. You were about to say that was.
Well, between those two, I was going to actually say as well.
Yeah.
What was that? What was that like?
That was an event.
Say the story. Say how it happened. So the duration of it as well.
The event the night with the composers that he was talking about that we did in Kentish Town last.
Yeah, sure.
She got shown that video, and literally within 48 hours of her seeing the video, we were in New York.
As in, we got contest on a Monday.
She called for us to come to New York,
and by Wednesday I was in America.
And
cool.
She was hosting a huge concert called The Diaspora Calling, which was tied with the anniversary of her album, I believe. Yeah. And so it was us along with a very, very early in his career, Mr. Easy, very, very early in his career, Jules, Stoneboy, EL from Ghana. And then some very, very young 4 black guys from London called The Composers. So the story has it, when we went down there, we met her. She knew who we were, which still doesn't make any sense to us, but it was amazing. Spoke to her, and it was a very surreal moment.
I know we're downplaying it.
Big sister act,
Yo, that's what I was gonna say.
Sister act.
I know. I was gonna say
this. Yo,
was she on time? No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I'm so.
You know what? If I'm being honest, no, she wasn't. She wasn't. What?
But yo, like.
Lauryn Hill.
No, I'm absolutely joking. Lauryn Hill is an absolute legend. I mean, come on now.
100%. in
Hall of Fame. I mean, come on now. Honestly. And actually, that's a good kind of ending question there, because the EP itself, it was kind of giving me Fuji kind of vibe. Was that the inspiration around that?
Yeah.
All of that. Yeah.
You see, when we was trying to think of an idea for the cover. We saw that one thing that the style that we ended up going with is that this is something that the legends do.
Yeah.
If you go and look at Queen, just
any legendary soul taken like
Queen have got artwork like that where it's just the light on them, the freedom, and then Death Row, and then you got Death Row. They're all statement things, isn't it? So
that's very true. I even forgot about the Death Row one. Actually, that's very true. And I'm sure even did the Beatles they do. I'm not sure whether they did something similar. I'm not sure.
Theirs was standing, but not a face portrait one.
Not got you.
See, so that is where we are trying to ambitiously place our names amongst those type of stars and that type of legendary status. That's the type of impact that we want to make.
Absolutely. I mean, honestly, I'm really really excited. I've been able to kind of like just catch up with you guys, get to know you a bit better, and you've answered my questions brilliantly.
Thank you.
One thing I would like to do though is play. This is obviously what your mid-morning fix show. So my goes to what's your fix. I always get my artists just to do. You don't have to though, by the way. 2 options. It's sort of similar to Would You Rather. And I'm going to just give you 2 questions and then you just answer with which one you will go with.
What?
Is that all right?
That's together.
Okay, great. So a real easy one, guys. Babe night or boys night out? What one would you go for individually?
What, babe's night or boys night out?
Yeah, so boys night out or girls night. Sorry, not girls night. Girls night. Your girl, as in your girl, out with the girl, I should say.
Definitely girls' night. Well, my girl night, isn't it? It makes more sense. It's a safer answer as well, trust me.
Cool. All right, Quincy Jones or Ray Charles?
Quincy.
Ooh, Quincy.
Cool.
Quincy.
Luther Vandross or Marvin Gaye?
Ooh.
This is a question that I feel like you can't answer because I feel like...
I know, it's difficult, isn't it?
That's so good.
It's like fire and water. Like you really can't. Like it's just
fine.
Luther or Marvin.
I will say Luther though. I will say Luther.
I was gonna say Luther, but Marvin though.
Marvin is mad.
No.
I'm thinking,
Marvin.
you know.
I think it's Marvin. I feel like it's Marvin.
I'm thinking of Luther though, but they can have Marvin though. That's a crazy question.
That's crazy.
Okay, no, hold on. Let's
Should I go with someone? Should I go with people that are like maybe living?
Okay, fair enough.
I mean,
I don't mind if you want
it's so mad. It's like asking Michael Jackson or Prince. Like that's another hard one to ask.
Do you know what? I was actually thinking of throwing that in the mix. You know,
that one's definitely mine.
Okay, no, but with that one, no, it's Prince.
It's Prince.
Yeah, I'll say Prince. I'll say Prince because
it's Michael.
Prince's musicality.
Bro, there's nothing you can tell me that's gonna tell me.
Michael was a showman.
It's Michael for me.
No, deep.
Michael for me.
It's Michael.
No, I don't want to deep nothing. I ain't deep in nothing. It's Michael.
This guy's debating, you know. It's debating.
Yo,
that one is Michael. It's Michael.
Yo, Michael was energy and showmanship. Someone, that's it. No, Prince. Michael. No, deep it. Hold on. Prince.
So wait a minute. Do that again.
Prince now, yeah. Prince, bass, drums, keys. He's listening to everything.
Yeah, you're right.
From where I sit now, it's a Prince thing.
From where you sit,
now,
all right.
It's not Michael,
the PR and all
it's
that.
It's too Michael. It's scary. Trust me. It's so Michael. It's scary. Honestly. But anyways, going.
All right. Cool.
Let's go.
All right. Cool. Okay. Let me do this. I did this to one artist actually. They were upset with me, but they weren't upset. They just couldn't decide basically.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with a female this time, which these people are living.
Cool.
So. Beyonce or Alicia Keys?
Beyonce.
Yeah, you're saying that one, aren't you?
It's Beyonce.
It's Beyonce for me still.
Beyonce's versatility is violent.
Okay.
Like it's
I thought you guys were going to go for Alicia, you know, because of
she's amazing. She plays the piano and that, but it's Beyonce.
I have to agree.
Beyonce,
Beyonce is a all-round.
She plays the piano and that, but I like that.
You understand? We can get someone else to play the piano for Beyonce and that. It's not a problem.
I feel like Alicia Keys had her time where she was popping, but Beyonce is an all-round triple threat.
Just phenomenal. Like,
you can't cap on it. If you said to me Beyonce or Mariah Carey, then maybe, or Beyonce and Whitney, then maybe we can.
Oh yeah, that's more of a thing.
That's
Beyonce and Whitney's probably the furthest we'll go.
Okay, all right, I hear you. Okay, I hear you. Okay, Beyonce, hear you. Okay, and before I answer this last deciding question, I just wanna double check the heritage line of you guys now. I want to double check.
It's home. So,
heritage wise, it's Ghanaian.
Yeah, it's home, man. It's home.
Yeah.
All right, all of you Ghanaian.
Yeah.
There's no crossover.
No. It's all one way.
Right, cool. Well, this might be an easy question for you guys then in that case.
Go on.
Okay. Drum roll. If you had a drum or something, you would be able to do it. Okay. Ninja Jello.
What kind of question is this?
Wait, come back. I'm gonna. Do you know what? I'm gonna switch it up. This question.
Jollof or water, innit? Go on.
No. Ghanaian jollof, or switching the question here now. Senegalese jollof.
Come on, Ghanaian jollof, man. Come on, what's that, man?
So now you're going to take it, even though the Senegalese.
I've never had Senegalese.
No, I've seen it. It's breezy still. It's a Ghana thing still. Trust me.
I said it's breezy. Yo,
because you see Senegalese, they add respect to them because they actually started it. They added a lot more stuff to their stuff, innit? Yeah. And for that, because I've not tried it, it's not my type of thing.
Okay.
I know more on it. It's Ghana. The Ghana thing.
I'm gonna be patient.
I've never tried this, and I want to try it one day though.
All right, cool.
You can't put another country's name before jollof and think
Oh wow. Okay.
So Becky, Becky, are you Ghanaian, yeah?
Wache though is my fave. Absolute fave.
I knew we connected for a reason, you know what I mean? Like,
see, and even you were doing the kappa as well. I love a bit of kappa, like, you know. Yeah. You guys have been absolutely amazing.
Thank you for having us, man. Honestly.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Mid-Morning Fix. It's been a pleasure chatting and getting to know you. I could talk to you guys all day, literally.
Trust me.
That's it. Come home, we're here.
Come.